Hey guys, Matt here from The Conscious Builder, and today we're going to be checking out our chainsaw retrofit, which we recently completed, and the clients are going to be going for net zero ready. So we're going to start on the outside. We did a nice cedar deck here last year. We also did a Cape Cod siding, blue on the front and red at the back. You can see over here, this is where the gas meter used to be. We took it out because we are fully hydro now. The house is really energy efficient, so we didn't need the use of gas anymore. The entire wall assembly is actually a double brick house. We had the engineer come in, give us a skeleton framing pattern to do around the house. We did approximately 8 inches, and then we spray foamed it to give us an R28 on the exterior of the house. All the doors and windows have been upgraded. If you come down the foundation, it just looks like a nice parging that we did. It's actually 6 inches of XPS foam that we've installed on the original foundation. Then we brought in our parging contractor, and they came in and did a mesh coat and a nice parging coat. Really finishes it off. We did another Cape Cod wood soffit. Got all of our little vent strips in, very sleek. And then after we left, the clients actually brought in a landscaper, and they did this beautiful landscaping back here. On the side of the house, this is where we did the addition. So there actually used to be a side entrance, we'll call it. We actually demoed that and we put in this side addition. We were limited by the property line, but we can take a look. The whole addition is actually set on techno posts, 3 of them. Big boys. And then up here, we actually have a 4-ply LVL, 32 feet. And I believe it's 12 feet that overhang. If you come over here, you can see it. It looks pretty cool. Look, Ma, no post. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, this is the side addition here that we did. If you come down here, we installed a little access panel so the client can get in there if there's any ever problems. So we actually got the new heat pump installed as well. Client went with a new furnace, new ERV, new hot water tank. MR did that as well.
Morning.
Good morning. Hey guys. Good to see you.
Come on in.
Looks like a normal room, but it's really not. Because this is an elevated floor, we actually had to do quite the insulation detail. So I think we did an R28 spray foam in the floor assembly, and then we did a 2-inch XPS continuous, and then we parged that as well. And then on the interior, we actually added a heated floor system, and then we just finished off with some nice tile. The wall assembly here is a bit different than the rest of the house as well. This is only a 2x4 wall. And we actually had to do a spray foam, and again, another XPS on the exterior to give us continuous insulation, and that was because of the property line. We wanted to max it as much as we could on this addition. This is what the whole house looked like, and there was actually no insulation on this side of the wall. I think someone might have done a retrofit back in the day, and they did a 1-inch XPS, or EPS, excuse me, which really doesn't give us a whole lot of insulation. So in the living room, again, it looks like a normal house, but we really did quite a bit in here. We did all new framing of the exterior walls. We did all new electrical. We reframed the whole the floor system, and we leveled out the entire ceiling. We also changed from a bay window to a picture window, and that was to allow the clients a lot more room on their deck. We'll move over to the kitchen. This is kind of where Simon took over. He did all the interior finishes himself.
One of the structural changes we made in the kitchen was to actually push this open by a further 3 feet. Originally on the staircase there was a small closet and a landing, and we ate that up and made more space for the kitchen for our built-in appliances here. Matt and the TCB team brought in new LVL overhead here and over here to give us a wide open aperture where we could build the cabinetry later.
We actually removed the entire back wall. That is a whole new framed back wall. And we actually lifted the ceiling up about 3 feet-ish. To do so, we had to reframe all exterior walls, obviously. We had to bring in steel beams for our overhangs on the side of the house. And then we had to restructure the whole roof. Quite the job in the middle of February, but turned out really nice. Once we got the beams in, we had to come back inside and reframe the whole house. This actual addition was actually cinder block build. It was not built structural framing. It was actually built with cinder blocks compared to the rest of the house where it's double brick. So we had to frame a new interior structural wall to support our new roof. The other beauty of this back room is the bathroom. This bathroom is pretty much a wet room. We have tile floor to ceiling. We have heated floors. Curbless to the shower. The tile guys over at Ramsey Tile did a very nice job. This transition is great, and it actually goes to this nice linear drain that we have here. A lot of the finishes in here, again, client supplied, client installed. We did most of the completing of plumbing. So everything was in-house for the plumber, but as far as finishing goes, it was all client done. I really also like the green on the side walls, but that's just me.
While this back room was built in 1940 and the house 1920, we always had this space available to us, but we've reconfigured the shape of this room quite significantly in the renovation. The previous entry to this room was further over to that side, leading to a weird walk around the dining room table situation. So we pulled this doorway over here and widened it to accommodate a double door. Matt, as part of the challenge, we had a lot of brickwork here and a lot of steel work that went in, right?
Yeah, so again, with a double brick home, it's really hard for us to kind of take care of the structure. So a lot of these openings that you're seeing in the house are actually two steel lintels that are actually through bolted with each other. And what they do is they actually suck in the brick and they create a beam using the brick as well.
So because our house is made of double brick and we could use it as a feature after we insulated it, we decided to not put drywall up in the dining room and keep the original brick wall exposed, which makes a great feature. Also, the front entryway, we made it longer and it took over the space where this formerly exterior window had been, and now it has a new functionality as sort of a bookcase.
One of my happiest moments, even though it's all buried underneath here, is the fact that this floor has gone from being kind of a roller coaster of squeaks and rattles and different heights to a perfectly smooth, flat, level surface. And I love walking up and down here. It doesn't sound like anything, and that's fantastic.
I was trying to hide.
You're too big. We'll do it again.
We reframed the exterior walls, but the big change up here was the patio door to a window. We had to do that because we brought the roof line up about 3 feet.
That detail also made the room much more functional for us because we could have more places to put the bed and different things like that. But we still have access to the patio on the rooftop deck.
The first thing you notice is this nice deck that we did back here. We didn't originally have plans to put the deck, but because it was over-engineered so well, we were able to do it. That 14-foot overhang that we were talking about earlier, this is what it's for.
Hi, Stefan.
And there's our blower test guy. So the roof originally was just an old standard 1920 roof, not a whole lot of insulation going on up there. We wanted to create that continuous air seal around the whole house. So we actually did 6 inches XPS on the original roof deck, which the spray foam company did spray up to. So continue air sealing all the way around the house. After that, we did do a double purlin, which is pretty much to allow us to have ventilation throughout the roof. And then we did a ridge cap vent on the metal roof. We also installed the 3-bar ice guards, and that's simply for if the client ever does decide to get solar panels, he does have the accessibility with the existing ice guards. First and foremost, we eliminated all the windows in the basement. So all the windows got poured in. So there's a couple big joints that we had down here, and that's from the house actually not leveling evenly, which we had to do the underpinning for at the front of the house, and then we had to seal all the cracks that were original. We also took the opportunity to install a new sump pump basin for the client. So if he ever wants to add the sump pump, the option's there. If we come over here, you can see all the new ducting. The whole house got all new ducting. You can see all the new equipment. We have the new furnace, fully electric. We have the HRV, which they installed again. It doesn't look like much, but because we're changing load points, we really had to do a couple big changes down here. Number one is this beautiful pour that the guys did. This was to catch the point load upstairs. That point load sits on this guy right here. And then because we brought him out, we're gonna have to then push him back for 2 reasons. To allow access to the back and also to allow us to get heat venting into the addition. That curbless bathroom that we were showing you guys, if you look up here, you can see we actually had to do a whole different framing assembly for that. So it's not as easy as it looks. It's definitely engineer had to come in, had to give us the specs. We had to do a double, in this case, it's a double 2x4 stud to give us our lowest point, and then on top of that, we then frame as we need for the tile upstairs. Thanks for joining me in this tour, guys. If you want to learn more about this project, check out this video by Casey. And if you're a contractor, make sure to check out the Conscious Builder Academy and the latest course, how to sell and market high performance homes. Thanks, guys.